Hi guys, it's been a minute. Uh, I want to say a big thank you to one of our biggest sponsors, GDC Tutors. Make sure that if you have a child who is preparing for a major exam, if you're in Nigeria or in Abuja, make sure you contact GDC Tutors for home tutoring services. They're one of our biggest sponsors. Make sure you follow them, contact them, and then get your children the deserved push that they need for that professional exam, the school exam, and then be ahead of the class as far as going to school is concerned, and you can do it in the privacy of your home. That's your secret weapon as a parent. Now to the AFCON. I think the AFCON finals was, as a Nigerian, an anticlimax. It was an orgasm gone bad, I must say, because I for one, I know some of you will come at me. I for one said that I for one, I did not believe that this team will make it to the finals, let alone even win it. I did not see it from the onset of the tournament because I felt that our preparations for the tournament was inadequate. I said it in some of my reports and I said it in some of my podcasts that Jose Peseiro has not shown enough for us to start talking about winning the AFCON. And I said again that for us to, the NFF and some of the sportsmen, the organizers to say that Nigeria is going to do it again is a miracle, praying for a miracle, or they're trying to hoodwink Nigerians. I stuck to my gun saying that I was going to enjoy the ride and I don't see Nigeria winning it. But I would say this, I would give Jose Peseiro his dues and his flowers for this. Now, remember what I said, Jose Peseiro and not the players. Because I also said that blaming the players for anything would be wrong. Okay? Because I've been listening to some reports coming in from some of my colleagues saying that the players did not give enough of the effort. And I hear that Alex Iwobi is being cyber-bullied. That's so wrong. And that's so unfair. Because we need to channel and narrow how we can move Nigerian football to the next level and not go back to the old ways of losing the perspective of what we are supposed to achieve after attending a major tournament like this. And that is improving the lot of Nigeria, improving football in Nigeria. And that's what I keep hammering on. And that's why I said from the onset that we were not exactly prepared. But again, giving flowers to Jose Peseiro, after the first match against Equatorial Guinea, against Cote d'Ivoire, which I feel was a blessing for us coming after the match against Equatorial Guinea, he stumbled on a formation and a strategy that actually took us to the finals, and that's the 3-4-3 formation. I don't know where he got it from. I'm pretty sure that Jose Mourinho has something to do with it because in the end, Jose Mourinho just had to come out to say that they are football best friends. I feel that he had something to do with the way Nigeria was playing. But anyway, that's my own conspiracy theory. The truth be told, Peseiro devised a strategy and a formation that was not exactly pleasing to the eye, but was getting the job done. I said it in different forums. It wasn't pleasing to the eye, it gets the job done. But my problem for the way they play was that it was mentally, emotionally sapping and draining. And I was hoping that the players would, with their passion and the way they bought into the way they were playing, would be able to carry it through. I mean, look at the way the likes of Victor Osimhen played. I'm sure during the tournament, if you cut Victor Osimhen's skin, it will bleed green and white. Please, nobody should come here and tell me that he had 27 shots all through the tournament and he only scored one. African Footballer of the Year, top goal scorer in Napoli. No! I said this before. Look at the way the Super Eagles played. Osimhen was the only one was foraging. He played as a lone attacker. No player in Europe, top players right now, would agree to play like that. But Osimhen sacrificed himself to play that way for the country and for us to achieve a level of greatness. So nobody should blame the players. Again, back to how we played. It was ugly, but it was getting the job done. And it got us to the finals. And just like MFI said, he said, in the second half, whilst we were leading, courtesy of a Trustekong header, congratulations to Trustekong, by the way, but I digress. MFI said that he told his boys that the Eagles were fagged out. And that's the truth. And that's the simple truth. The players were spent. They were tired. They were mentally drained. They were physically exhausted. And there was nothing else they could give. Which brings me to one, I think it was the Legbete. I listen to very few podcasts when it comes to talking football because a whole lot of people just go ahead and talk. And I'm going to do free publicity for you guys. Legbete TV and radio with my very dear friend and colleague. Listen to him, very good. And Hindsight Sports. I wrote on their column, they are fun to listen to. Sometimes, yeah, they're fun to listen to. Let me just leave it at that. Now, back to what I was saying. The players were fagged out and were tired. And it now behoves on the manager and the technical department to manage the team. They should have understood how to do it, but there was no opportunity to do it because these are the ones that had bought into the Jose Peseiro pack the bus policy, forage up front, and see what you can get. I'm not going to go into all those technical details. So right now, it's the post-mortem that we're supposed to be doing, not blaming the players. We have no business blaming the players because we played the type of football that would mentally, physically, and emotionally drain footballers. So when we got to the finals, there was nothing else to give. Unfortunately, there was nothing else to give. The players had given it all. And like I said in one of my videos, there was no plan B. There was no go-to plan. There was no plan B to go to. There was no plan C to go to. So when they scored the goal, the only thing that they knew what to do was the same old system that had been found out by the Ivorians. If you follow the tournament, against Angola, a team passing the ball could break into the Nigerian defense or break through. Angola had two opportunities, but they couldn't capitalize on it. Same thing with South Africa. They were passing the ball. They had the measure of the ball, but rather than go to the wings, they wanted to go through the center that had three center backs. Ivory Coast found out, yes, and that's how they beat us. Peseiro was found out, and he didn't have another plan. He didn't have another system to go to. Go to the back of the wing backs. He kept attacking the wing backs and attacking the wing backs, and the crosses were coming in. The first goal came from a cross. The second goal came from a cross. So the system was found out, and that's plain simple. Peseiro stumbled on a tactic that worked. It was an ugly one, but it took us to the finals. And as a Nigerian, despite my fears, I wanted so badly for us to win it so that we could boldly raise our chest up and say that we have 4 titles and equal with Ghana. Then we can pursue the Cameroon. We can pursue Egypt in the number of titles that we have won. But that didn't work out. And it shows that we have a lot to do. So Nigerians, it's not about blaming the players. It's not about saying that Iwobi wasn't good or Osimhen didn't score or it was the defense that saved us. Of course, that's what we played. We played defense. We packed the bus. we have 5 defenders, no midfield, and Osimhen was like a warrior, an African warrior fighting like 10 people at once. What were you expecting? He wasn't going to get goals. No. And even at the finals, there's a level at which motivation will take you. Then they were spent. There was no resolve. So I think right now, like I said when I was talking with Sly on Kiss FM, it is back with the technical department. How exactly do you want us to play? We have an opportunity because the next Nations Cup is coming up. It's coming up next year. We have an opportunity to turn things around and really dominate because we have a group of players who are at their prime and who are at their best and who can deliver. But we need to actually determine this is how we want to play. Right now, we have the Peseiro tactic of parking the bus. Now, can we actually play expansively and play expressively? Can we utilize the immense talents that we have? Can we utilize the arsenal that we have and get the win in 2025? Why do I say we have the opportunity of having 2025? Because if you look at the African Cup of Nations, I know a whole lot of you will say that it's one of the best. Yes, as far as goals are concerned. But technical input for me was a low because it took the finals for Nigeria to be found out. It took the finals. Sunday Olise was hinting at this. I think he was talking on channels with Ken Ochonogo. He was hinting at this. We needed to have a plan B and a plan C. It's not on the players. It is on the coach and his technical team. What did they tell? If this doesn't work, because you had played the same system from the preliminary stage to the knockout stage, now you're at the finals, you're still playing the same thing. God damn it, man. You will be found out. You will be analyzed. So, just like a chess grandmaster, when you play the queen's gambit, you must have a backup plan if the gambit is not taken. And this time around, Ivory Coast did not take the gambit. They stayed on us and kept pushing and pushing, and it cracked. And there was no go-to plan B. And that was why we lost. It has absolutely nothing to do with the players. The players gave their all. They gave everything. And they were spent. Because the way we played exhausted everything. So please, to all of you going around talking about Iwobi, Osimhen, or Aino, or Zaidu Sanusi, please look at the sidelines, at the coach, and the system he played. There's a reason why Jose Mourinho doesn't stay more than 3 years in a club. Because with the way he plays, it drains the players. At Real Madrid, the players were saying, we can't keep playing like this. I remember Ronaldo saying it. Chelsea, the same thing. Manchester United, the same thing. And even Roma, they got tired of playing that way because it drains you of everything. It takes everything away from you. And that's the way we played. So, despite it all, like I said, we overreached. I never expected the Super Eagles to get to where they got to, but they did. That's a win for me. I never expected the passion and the camaraderie. It was exceptional. That's kudos to Jose Peseiro or whoever was able to do that. But blame the players, you don't have a right to. Look at the coach. We'll talk about whether he has to stay or has to go. But I still say this. The onus of moving Nigeria forward is on the technical department. How do you think Nigeria should play with the plethora of players that we have? How do we get the MPFL players to be involved? How do we get a system where we always engage these players? That's what we should be thinking about. Let go of the pain. Cote d'Ivoire has won it. They're celebrating it. They hosted and they won. Nigeria has to win 2025. Frankie Alapa is my name. Once again, thank you to our sponsors. I'm telling you, if you have a ward or a child who needs to be tutored at home, DGC Home Tutoring Services, that's what you need for you. Look at the number, call them, talk to them, and you will get a special discount if you tell them you heard it on We Talk Sport. Frankie Alapa is my name. Talking sport is my game, and I am the greatest.
Here goes.